You ever had that weird feeling you're just looking at something totally ordinary, like a pebble or a tree root, and suddenly it feels alien? Like all the words we use for things are just paper-thin masks. Well, that dizzying, overwhelming sensation is exactly what the philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre called nausea. And believe it or not, it's the key to unlocking one of the most terrifying and maybe liberating ideas ever. This quote really sets the scene. It's from Sartre's novel Nausea, and it's describing the moment the main character, Antoine Rocanthin, just completely loses his grip. He's in a park, staring at a tree root, and bam, reality just sort of dissolves. All the neat little categories and labels we have for the world, they fall away. And he's left with, well, this, the raw, unfiltered, sticky paste of existence itself. And let me be clear, this nausea thing, it's not just some philosophical idea in his head. It's a physical gut punch. It starts with something so simple. He sees a piece of paper and wants to pick it up. But he can't. His body just refuses. It's as if the sheer, stubborn thingness of the world is pushing back, completely overwhelming his own will. So what is really going on here? Is this guy just having a really, really bad day, or has he accidentally stumbled onto some profound and frankly unsettling truth about what reality is and where we fit in? That's the mystery we're going to dig into. All right, so to figure out what's causing this nausea, we need Sartre's diagnosis, and it's a pretty wild one. He basically says that reality is fundamentally split into two totally different kinds of being, and you've got to get this split to really get Sartre. Okay, this chart breaks it all down. This is the core conflict right here. On one side, you have the world of objects, what Sartre calls being in itself. It's solid, dumb, just kind of there. On the other side, you've got us, human consciousness, or being for itself. We're dynamic, always looking ahead, and defined by a kind of emptiness. As you can see, they could not be more different. So first up, being in itself. Think of a rock, a chair, that tree root from the park. For Sartre, these things have zero hidden purpose or meaning. They're just a solid block of existence, what he calls a plenitude. They don't want anything, they don't ask questions, they just are. Full stop. And then there's us, being for itself. And okay, this is where it gets a little mind-bending. Sartre says your consciousness isn't a thing at all. It's actually a nothingness. The best way to think about it is like a flashlight beam in a dark room. The beam itself isn't an object you can grab. It's the act of lighting things up. That's us. We are the constant act of reaching for what we're not yet, always desiring, dreaming, and rocketing into the future. And that collision, is the nausea. It's that shocking, stomach-turning moment when our meaning-making mind, our for itself, gets all its labels ripped away. It comes face to face with the raw, meaningless, brute force reality of the in itself. It's the feeling of being drowned by a world that has no reason to exist and doesn't care one bit about our plans. Okay, so if you followed so far, get ready for the really big takeaway. Because if our consciousness is just this open, projecting space, what does that actually mean for us? It means we aren't defined by anything. And if nothing defines us, then we are absolutely and terrifyingly free. Yeah, this quote is a classic head-scratcher, right? But let's break it down. What Sartre's saying is, you are not your job title. You are not your past mistakes. Those things are just facts, like a rock is a rock. What you really are is what you're not yet, the person you're choosing to become tomorrow, the future you're aiming for, your pure, unwritten potential. So what's the grand plan for humanity? What's our built-in purpose or human nature that we're all born with? According to Sartre, you're looking at it, a big fat zero. There's no blueprint. We're just here, thrown into the world with no instruction manual. Now, you might think, awesome, freedom. But for Sartre, it's not a party. It's a huge burden. He even calls it a condemnation. Because if there's no script, guess who has to write it, line by line? You do. And the crushing weight of being 100% responsible for who you are, that, for Sartre, is a special kind of anxiety he calls anguish. And you know, this wasn't just some abstract theory for him. He wrote about his own childhood, feeling like a little actor, like a cultural asset, always playing a part to get applause from the adults. He felt this lack of a solid, core self in his bones, right from the very beginning. So, this anguish of total freedom, it's a lot to handle. how do we deal with it? Well, according to Sartre, most of us run for the hills. We find a way to escape by telling ourselves a very convenient lie. And he has a great name for this escape: bad faith. It's the ultimate act of self-deception. It's when you pretend you're a fixed object, like a rock. It's any time you say, "Oh, I can't help it, that's just the way I am." What you're really doing is pretending you have a set character, so you don't have to face the terrifying fact that you could actually choose to be different. I mean, look at this example from Sartre. It's perfect. It's almost funny, right? This is bad faith in a nutshell. It's looking at yourself like you're a finished statue in a museum instead of the sculptor who's still holding the chisel. You can literally see how it happens. Step 1, you feel that dizzying panic of total freedom. Step 2, you run away from it. Step 3, you grab the nearest, easiest label, your job, a personality trait, and you hold on for dear life. And boom, step 4, you've successfully denied your power to choose. It's like building your own prison and then pretending you were born there. And Sartre fills his novel with these people. You've got the stuffy town leaders who are nothing but their public image, or this sad character, the self-taught man, who thinks he can become a good person by just reading every book in the library in alphabetical order. They are all just playing roles to hide from the chaos of being truly free. Okay, so this all sounds pretty bleak, doesn't it? Nausea, anguish, bad faith. Is that all there is? No. For Sartre, there is a way out. It is not an easy path, for sure, but it is the only authentic way to live. And it means looking that freedom right in the eye. And it all comes down to this one powerful idea. This is the catchphrase of existentialism. It completely flips the script on thousands of years of philosophy. Everything we've been talking about, it's all packed into these 3 little words. So what on earth does that mean? Well, think about a paper knife. It was designed with a purpose, an essence, before it was ever made. Sartre says we are the exact opposite. We just show up first. That's existence. And only then, through every single choice we make, do we create who we are. That's our essence. It means you are the artist, and your life is a completely blank canvas. And this brings us right back to Rockinton. At the end of the novel, he's listening to a jazz record, and suddenly it clicks. In the huge, messy, random swamp of existence, this song is different. It has structure. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It was created to be exactly what it is. And that's his light bulb moment. The solution isn't to find meaning out there in the world, because there isn't any. The solution is to use your freedom to create meaning yourself, to impose your own order on the chaos. For Rockinton, that means writing a book, creating something that has the purpose and perfection that human life itself can never have. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with the ultimate question. Because Sartre isn't just telling us a story. He's throwing down a challenge right at you and me. He's saying you are condemned to be free. There's no script, no one to blame, no escape. So the only real question left to answer is, who will you choose to create?